People will actually get mad if they can't take advantage of you. I had a scam caller call me one time, and they was going through the whole motions, and I went with them, right? And by the end of the conversation, I think they caught on that I was playing around with them. He got upset. He started cursing. I said to myself, you actually mad that you couldn't pull one over on me. But there are people every single day in our lives, in our family, in our relationships, at work, people that we come across that get upset that you stand up for yourself, that you know your rights, that you have a high self-esteem enough to call them out on it. Here's the bad part. They will get vindictive towards you. Being that you caught them at trying to take advantage of you and you said no, they'll try to withhold something from you. Now you can't do this. They'll try to finagle something because you said, nah, I'm not gonna allow it. They knew what they was trying to do. So now essentially they gotta get you back. So I gotta try to validate the situation by calling you out on something that you are doing or you did, and kind of like to even the score. If you can, and it's sometimes easier said than done, get away from these people, because it never stops. And as a matter of fact, it will never get better from you seeing what they tried to do or what they did. It'll never get better. They will hold a grudge against you for you catching them on their scheme, trying to get over or take advantage of you. They will hold a grudge against you.
Brother Sean Miles, make sure you check him out on Facebook. But a lot of people don't like channels like mine because I hold no punches. I go straight for the truth. They'll call me all kinds of names, but they'll never call me a liar. They don't want free-thinking, empowered men, men with self-esteem, men that control their direction in life, men that don't see their value just as being this disposable tampon for everybody else to use, men who want reciprocation. They want a bunch of droids walking around programmed to be altruists, willing to put themselves on the line, sacrifice themselves, sacrificial animals without question. And that's what they want. But when we talk about male self-esteem, male self-empowerment, men living the life that they want, and men being happy by themselves or being at peace by themselves, men falling in love with their own company, they all come with these, especially the guys that come with this weird incel talk. Half of these guys are cucks. And if you follow them, they leave the message, you follow them to their Instagram and their Facebook pages, you're like, I see why this guy is coming in here, leaving comments or have disparaging remarks. I mean, damn, this dude is Norbit, or he's listening, or Rasputia sent his ass over here to silence those men so they don't have any idea or any thoughts of freedom and living life on their own terms. And that's really what it comes down to. Controlling you so that they can get the resources out of you. That's what they really want. They want obedient ATMs. Men that have been so feminized and emasculated that they won't question, they won't challenge, they won't require anything in life or in relationships. And it's a brainwashing process that they do here in the West. Obviously, they've been doing it for the last 70 years through the movies, using the government, using the system to push men down, at the same time trying to uplift women in this society. And this is what we're dealing with right now. So a lot of times I get in these conversations with the brothers, and again, they try to lower the frequency of our experience to the acquisition of pre-owned box. And that's really what it comes down to, when it's bigger than it. Because many of the men's channels started out as the MRA movements back in the early 90s with the Paul Elams of the world. There were guys that have been married, that have gone through the divorce system in the West, and they made videos trying to advise the younger men, trying to get the laws changed, the marriage laws changed. It had nothing to do with this pickup game and even red pill or anything, or acquiring women, or how to get women and all this other stuff. It was about legal system that exists in the framework in America that needed to be changed, because a lot of guys were losing basically their life savings and losing houses, losing kids in custody, being alienated from their kids, That was real issues that they were concerned about. But now we have created this whole, I guess, the profit motive in it, in selling certain products to men and women has been created now. And we have so many of these guys trying to reduce the male experience because they really want to silence people. The best way to silence somebody is to demonize them. If you can call them a misogynist, you don't have to listen to them. You can make the red pill, which is a metaphor just for the truth. If it ain't true, it really ain't red pill. So you can't really be an incel and be red pill, because you would have to deal with the truth and get out and do whatever you have to do to get whatever goal you want. So it's really difficult to be an incel and be red pill. That person has some type of social and developmental issues that need help and they need work. And a lot of it comes from the lack of strong masculine men in the environment that develop boys over time. The boys, when they get to a certain age, they need to be handed over to their fathers and the men, their uncles and their grandfathers, so they can learn how to be a man and masculine principle. But we have, created a society where the divorce rate is high, where, boys are removed from underneath the custody of their father throughout the week, maybe shared custody situations, or just a group of men that are not very strong that are raising boys. And that's what creates a huge problem in this society. So we end up with men that are not been developed properly, or those that have bought into the system and really have tried to, adapt to what women or what Hollywood or what they say they want. And guess what? That doesn't work out, because those women, once they come off those hormonal birth control pills for a little while, they look at the guy and be like, yuck, you're about as feminine as, and they get attracted to more masculine, more conservative men, which is what happens over time, which even these liberal women, they just want a masculine, conservative man that they can control. And it's impossible. You can't. He's just going to tell you to kick rocks and go somewhere else. They're attracted to that traditional masculinity in men. But anyhow, getting back on topic, it really comes down to a point where people will just vent their frustrations when you're not on their plan. But hey, that's their problem. That's their concern. I encourage men to live life on their own term and just distance yourself from those individuals, because you're not changing any mind. Anyhow, peace and blessings to you guys. Time for me to get my morning light workout today. So make sure you guys are taking care of yourself, man. Nobody's going to take care of you like you. I'm out.